Hey there, we're going to talk a little bit about rates today. Rates are basically special kind of ratios. They are ratios that have different units of measure. So the difference between the ratio and the rate is that the rate has units of measure, like you're going 60 miles per hour for 1 hour, or you have run 5 kilometers in 30 minutes or something like that. So you've got rate has units. Now, a unit rate is the comparison to 1 unit. So this 60 miles per 1 hour is a unit rate. If you were going to the store and you were going to buy a 2-liter bottle and it was $2.89, and that's my unit here is money, for 2 liters, and you wanted to figure out what it was for 1 liter, per 1 liter, that would be your unit rate. We can look at this type of diagram here, and use this to help students understand. They can visualize this a little bit better, how the unit rates work, how the rates work, how you can use a diagram like this to make your comparison of your different units of measure. In 2 hours, Carla walked 8 miles. So we've got 8 miles up here on top, 8 miles, and she did that in 2 hours. And then we could kind of break that in half and help students see how that works. So when we talked about ratios, we said for every hour, she walks 4 miles. For every hour, she walks 4 miles. For every 2 hours, she walks 8 miles. So we can change this to the unit rate of for every 4 miles, it takes her 1 hour. We could then figure out what it would be for 3 hours. If we multiplied that by 3, she would go 12 miles in 3 hours. And we use the unit rate to help us figure that out. That's the unit rate. And if students wanted to extend this, I know that this is going to end up being uneven, but if we did their third hour, there's a third hour, and they could put the 4 miles in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they could see that in 3 hours, it's 12 miles. So here's another example. For every 36 inches, there are 3 feet. So we would say 36 inches, that's our unit, to 3 feet. 36 inches to 3 feet is that rate. We could find the unit rate there by dividing by 3. We would get 12 inches in 1 foot. We can write it that way. We have 2 equivalent rates. For every 5 gallons, there are 20 quarts. So we can write it this way. We could also say there is 1 gallon per 4 quarts. And that is it for our brief rates overview. Rate, basically a special ratio that uses different units of measure. And a unit rate is comparing it to 1 unit. Let me know if you have questions.